You ready, Muggs? We're climbing Moonshine. Got some folks here camping for the night in the lean-to, 3/4 of the way up.
Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, we didn't make it up to the top. You did, but I didn't. I'm too slow. I've got to lug hot water tanks up the stairs. That's my exercise. Come on, Muggs. Muggs, you're not normal. Is this normal behavior? Look at this. He won't go.
He won't go without me. Well, because he thinks he's getting a kipper.
Come on.
His whole bum is going to get dirty.
I'll just leave him here. You take him.
Well, no, don't.
Bye. I'm heading downhill. I've been moseying on up. Now I'm going to mosey on down. It's a rocky trail. Moonshine. I usually drive by it, make a couple videos with the rock face that my friend who died last year used to climb right up the rock face. I went up around the corner. Parked along the street, along the road. It's nice to climb this time of year. The bugs are all dead. There's going to be frost on the pumpkin tonight, that's for sure. Bring your tomatoes in or cover them up because it's going to be frosty here. We're in the Adirondacks. The bugs are so big you can chocolate dip them and have them for a meal. Got my hot water tanks installed, got the countertop in place with the help of a new tenant who lives next door. Wish we could get more good tenants like him. We got so many deadbeats and underpaid minimum wage workers who can't afford our apartments. It's a rough life. Underpaid. Companies build their fortunes on underpaid, overworked, reliable workers who have to take a bus because they can't afford a car. Car insurance, they get fined, penalized, dragged through the legal system. What a system we have here. We're going to drive to Lake Placid, another hour away. Maybe go see a movie. I heard a review of a documentary movie, The Green Prince, about let's see, Palestinian guy that defects and goes to join the Israeli Mossad. They got their own problems. Everybody wants more power and more land and more privileges. It's a nasty thing. The human condition. Rant rave. Try to keep politics limited. Alrighty. It's beautiful here. There's a view a little bit down the way. You got a view of I-87, the interstate that runs up from just above New York City. Runs a little to the west of I-95. It's funny how they have tolls all the way up to Albany or Albany. And no tolls all the way up to the Canadian border. One day I'll have to register that new motorcycle of mine. And people have been giving me opinions of what's wrong with my 65 Corvair. Billy said I should bring it on over and he'll rebuild the engine. Put new rings in it, but the pistons crack in the 164s. Piston cracking problem, the top comes off the piston. So if you put new pistons in, got to press them off the rods, you got to balance all the pistons. It's not that simple. Not as simple as the old 145 cubic inch that was used from 61 through 63. In 64 they went to a 164 engine. They notched the block for the longer stroke crank and put in, I guess, lighter pistons. There's a problem with them. They come apart. And why does mine burn oil? Maybe the valve stems are gone. It's sucking oil into the combustion chamber. Don't know. Oh, you start to hear the interstate from here because you're turning around the back of the mountain. But you hear the buzz of the interstate, all the trucks heading on south from Montreal, New Brunswick, etc., etc. Never been there. Never been to Newfoundland, New Brunswick, the Maritime, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. Never been. St. John's, Newfoundland. Never been. My father used to be a salesman way back in the 50s. 60 years ago. Used to go up to that area. I've never been. Never even been to Quebec City. The only fortified city surrounded by a wall north of Mexico City, which is a lot bigger than Quebec City. Quebec. Never been. Never been. Trail diversion. Keep the water. I'd like to do it on the motorcycle. On the motorcycle. I have a tour book somebody gave me at a motorcycle show rally. Touring the Maritimes of northeastern Canada. You have to bring a trailer, and I'm not a roughing it kind of guy. I like staying at a hotel with a hot shower. Maybe I'll get a motorhome or a camper from my Turbo Turtle if ever I get to rebuild the engine. Who knows when that'll be. I got so many projects. Projects. Yak. Got 26 minutes of memory left. 26 minutes. Oh! Favor. I don't ask too many favors of my YouTube followers. I've got a bumper for Mrs. CW's T-Ruck sitting in Rochester, Minnesota. A friend of mine, well, an acquaintance, a Corvair acquaintance, picked it up for me, but it needs to be moved. He's moving it, it needs to be moved, and somebody else said they go and get it, and they haven't done so. I've got a friend who's now steep here. I've got a friend who's a long distance over the road truck driver now. Mr. Ironman. He's going to be Mr. Big Butt. Needs to eat more carrots, more kale. But he could bring it for me, but who knows when he'll get to Rochester, Minnesota, and if and when he's passing through, he has to be able to coordinate with the fellow that has the bumper, and that's not always easy, especially when you're driving 53 feet of tractor trailer, plus the tractor in front, 75 feet, 100 feet, whatever it is. It's a long rig. Can't go down residential streets. The truck's location is monitored at all times by satellite. So I'm not in a rush to get the bumper, but I'd like it to be in a safe, secure place. And who knows when I'll get to Rochester, Minnesota. It's not on my calendar of places to visit quite yet. My friend may pick it up who lives nearby. Maybe he can store it for me, I hope. I have one somebody else was storing for me, and I don't know where it went to. The guy keeps saying it's at his house, but I haven't seen it. I hope it didn't end up in the dumpster with all the metal. Oh, it's cold. My hands are getting chilly holding the camera. Chill is in the air, that's for sure. It's amazing how just a few days ago it was 80, 27 Celsius, and temperature just plummets here. 3-4 days goes right down. 80, 70, 60, 50, 40 degrees. 5, 6, 7 degrees Celsius. 5 Celsius. 10 is 52. Got to think about it for a minute. Alrighty, we're going downhill. Clunk, 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 down the rocky trail. There's the trail, and whoop! There's Mr. Muggs. He plays a corpse in the movie.
Yeah.
Muggs, you're not normal.
It's too steep for him to come down with his back.
He's not normal. Alrighty, my battery's going dead. I picked up the weak battery. I don't know if I have the charger on hand either. Oh well. We're going downhill. Muggs is getting carry-all service. Let me see him.
Portaged.
It's crazy. Not normal. That was the trail up, and this is the lookout with my almost dead battery. I didn't think it would last only a few minutes, but it's junk. There it is. I-87 cutting its way like a concrete ribbon all the way through the Adirondacks. Somewhere in there.